because of our work, I give talks sometimes at meetings where there are biologists and chemists both in the audience. So it's not uncommon to have somebody like the Maned Wolf Project. I gave a talk a couple of summers ago at Smithsonian's Center for Conservation Research, or some such name, CRC, Conservation Research Center, in Front Royal, Virginia, and they study, among other things, endangered species. Smithsonian runs a national zoo, but they also have this place sort of hidden away out in Virginia. And so after the talk, a woman came up. She's a PhD in DVM also, but she said, "Would you like to have some maned wolf urine to analyze?" And I said, "Who wouldn't?" Maned wolves are notable for having horrible smelling urine. And in fact, since some alums may be hearing this stuff, John Churchill, which some people remember, John was philosophy professor here for years and then became the provost and now is the head honcho at Phi Beta Kappa. But John lives and Gene live in an apartment building. Gene manages, but it's right close to the National Zoo. The National Zoo has maned wolves, so they can smell the wolves from their back balcony. And John thought it was skunks until I explained to him about the maned wolves and the work we're doing with them. So anyway, the thought is that the maned wolves, there's something in the male's urine that causes the females to ovulate. And so we're working with some biologists to try to figure out what. They're doing behavioral studies, collecting urine. Little Rock Zoo has also been working with us on this project. So they provide the samples, they do behavioral bioassays, and we're analyzing the urine. We figured out what the stinky compounds are in there, and we made some of them as well, which is not a very pleasant thing to do. But I don't know where all that stuff will lead. It's sort of interesting, and you never know if it's going to have any practical application or not. But the way we look at it, especially if you're working with endangered species like elephants or maned wolves or lemurs, most of which are also endangered, the more you know about them from a variety of standpoints, the better chance you're going to have to try to help keep them preserved for future generations.